Good morning, guys. Good morning, Miss Love. Good morning. Let's see. I'm trying to get Instagram over here with us today. Let's see if we can get that a little clearer. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fearless Morning Show. And I keep swiping my hand right over the camera anyway. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning. Hope everybody is ready to get this wonderful Saturday morning. We have us some fresh hibiscus tea. I wish I could see this color. You can't, but it's a vibrant red. It's gorgeous. So good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? This is the Saturday edition of the Fearless Morning Show. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Listen, I hope y'all had a good day yesterday. I hope you've enjoyed the shows all week. If you have, please let me know so I know that I'm not talking to myself and that this is something you truly enjoy, because I don't want to take up all of you guys' time. That's good. That's really good. I hope you have you some coffee, some tea. Instagram, welcome to the Fearless Morning Show Saturday edition. I hope you're excited to be here. So, guys, please make sure you share, because sharing is caring. We are live on YouTube as well. So, if you would like your friends and family to watch on YouTube, we are live on YouTube this morning as well. So if your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget the podcast. We're on 14 platforms over there, so they can find the podcast anywhere podcasts are found. Don't forget, we have 7 books. They're free to read any of them. And we have the movie The Last Time, so they can watch it there. So let me see if I can get the YouTube channel for you and post a link to the page. So you don't have to go looking for it. How about that? And if you share, can you please tag me in it so that I can properly tell you thank you? Because I would greatly appreciate you doing that for me. So today we're just going to do a recap of the week. Let me get the link here right fast. Here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. And Grand Rising. I hope you guys have you some water, some tea, something, so that you can enjoy your breakfast with me. And I hope you're ready to get this day started. All right, so that's the link to the YouTube channel right there. So you guys can share that. Yeah, I was reading something this morning that I just have to share. So we'll do a quote of the day and then talk about this, and then we'll do a quick review. Life has no limitations except the ones you make, and that's by Les Brown. Life has no limitations except the ones you make, and that is by Les Brown. And y'all know I love me some Les Brown. Happy Saturday, Cree. How you doing this morning? Happy Saturday. It's going to be a great day, great day. So I was thinking today about bold acceptance, right? Bold acceptance. Some of us, we don't have acceptance of ourselves. We don't accept. We have trouble accepting who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing, and so I wanted to talk about bold acceptance and being able to accept who you are, why you are, what you're planning in life. Be safe, Margaret. Good morning. And so I wanted to talk about accepting of self, accepting of who we are. And I know this will be an ongoing journey. Like this is something that it just won't, you will feel it and you will accept yourself, but there's layers to that of this acceptance of yourself. So the beginning of acceptance of yourself, right, is the beginning of the attitude of acceptance that we have to follow. I mean, I have to have the attitude that I accept myself. I have to have the attitude of gratitude, the attitude of this is who I am, so that I can begin to receive what it is I'm supposed to receive. Because if we cannot accept ourselves, it is unlikely that we will ever be able to accept anything that comes our way. Meaning, and I'm guilty of this, you will have a blessing come your way and you will decline the blessing or the opportunity because you assume it's not for you. It's not for me. You meant it for somebody other than me. Or the blessing and the opportunity will come to you and you will downplay it. Girl, no. And the acceptance and the attitude or the opportunity will come and say, Jojo, let me pay you for this. Girl, no, don't pay me. Jojo, let me pay you. And until you can accept yourself, you will not be able, it's going to be really hard and unlikely that you will be able to accept anything that comes your way. Now, in the past 5 months, I have worked on that part where people have said, Jojo, let me pay you for that. And I said, okay. I have worked on the part where people said, send me an invoice, and I sent it. Because most times I wouldn't send it because I assumed they didn't really mean it. They were just talking. But honey, if they came to you and they asked you, they want it from you, send it to them. So the beginning of acceptance, it starts with the beginning of the attitude. And then acceptance is going to come. Then you can allow more. You can allow yourself to receive more. Remember I talked that I'm learning to receive well. It begins with the acceptance. So we have to have bold acceptance. Happy Saturday. I love San Antonio. Be safe. Margaret Wilson out there. I love San Antonio. I was there 2 years ago. Absolutely love San Antonio. So yes, Margaret, learn to say thank you. So the beginning of acceptance is the beginning of the attitude. If you cannot accept yourself, it is unlikely that you will be able to accept anything additional that comes your way. So it starts with the attitude. So I wasn't going to do a thought and quote today. We was just going to review the week, but I really thought about that. Good morning, my friend. How you doing over there, Miss Roberts? If y'all need a photographer, Shan Roberts Photos, let me type it on here, because this way you can see it on all platforms. This is her Instagram. I promise this is the photographer that you want in your life. So y'all go check her out. So if we have in bold acceptance, right? You have accepted in your mind that this is who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to. You've accepted yourself. Now you can allow yourself to receive things easier. I had to learn that to receive well. Happy Saturday, friend. I've learned to receive well. But also with the boldness, eventually the time of action has to come. When that happens, and we talked about all the time what I learned in boxing, that at some point somebody has to be the aggressor. At some point somebody's going to have to win this fight. Somebody's going to have to throw the first punch. Eventually a time of action is going to come. And when that happens, you have, at that moment, you have to decide if you're going to be a winner. So you can't settle for mediocre or you trying to stay even. And I think a lot of times that's why we're frustrated, angry, and upset, because we know deep down we didn't try our best. And so we keep getting these mediocre or same results, and we're frustrated because it's like, I'm spinning my wheels, I'm trying, but are you doing the Michael Jackson? Are you standing, you got on Michael Jackson shoes where you standing still and it looked like you moving, but you ain't picked up your feet and went nowhere yet. So when the time of action comes, you've got to be bold to say, number one, I've already accepted who I am and I'm going to win at this thing. And you've got to be bold enough to go out and choose to be a winner in that. Now, if you're not choosing, then you're going to have to peel that onion back yourself. And what you'll find is that it is easy in life for people not to choose boldness, not to choose acceptance, to stay the same, to be where they are, and ridicule those who decide to improve themselves. So when I began this journey 17 years ago, and we talked about this on Friday, became obsessed with the mindset and the words and reading the books and the definitions and brain science. People say, JoJo, you crazy. You a little over the top with this. People will ridicule those who try to improve themselves. And it is simply because their level of understanding now is different than yours. Before, you were on the same level of understanding. And over here on Team Abundance, we breathe differently. There's a different requirement over here on Team Abundance. We will be excellent. We will be proficient. We will not quit. We're going to execute, play, and we're going to win. And so if that means I become obsessed with that thing and I have bold acceptance of myself so that I can receive well the opportunities that come my way. Like I'm learning this. I had to learn this the hard way. And over the past 5 months, I've learned to receive well a lot better. JoJo, let me pay you for this. Okay. JoJo, send me an invoice. Okay. Because the old JoJo would be like, girl, you didn't mean that. You didn't really want me to bill you for that thing. They asked you to do that thing because they had faith in you. You're the one who didn't have acceptance of yourself to think that you could do that thing. So you didn't have the bold action to go with it. The key is to be at that moment, to be the very best that you can be. When it comes time for that action, you just need to be the very best you can be at that moment. Nobody is asking us to be perfect. We're not asking for all the things. We're saying that when time of action comes, that you're bold with that action. Boldness can be the deciding factor in your action. Boldness can be the deciding factor whether you're going to win. Like when we're sparring in boxing, whether I'm getting ready to get punched in the mouth. If I drop my hands, is that what's getting ready to happen? When are you going to decide that you're going to win this thing? So that's the thought of that. I wasn't going to do one for the day. I was just going to review the work, but I really want to talk about that bold acceptance and what that looks like. What that looks like, because if we don't understand it, honey, it's going to be something. Good morning to Shayna. Happy Saturday, my friend. So Monday, we talked about the quote of the day is, we need women who are strong so that they can be gentle, so educated they can be humble, so fierce they can be compassionate, so passionate they can be rational, so disciplined they can be free. That was our quote of the day for Monday. And the thought of the day was organization, organize, and order. And The reason why it's difficult for us to make a decision is because we haven't organized it in our mind. Not being organized in any area creates frustration, aggravation. It creates fear because if you're not organized, and your mind doesn't know which way to go. It doesn't know what you want to do. Okay. And you can have you, like we use for the example, have you ever had to stop and say, wait a minute, now let me think about this? And then you had to talk out the steps. That was you organizing your mind so that you could think clearer. Have you ever pulled over and said, you know what, I know where I'm going. And in your mind, you map it out. That is your mind organizing your thoughts so you can achieve. So just imagine if from day to day, you ain't giving your mind nothing to do, and it's just a free for all. Your mind is always recording you. It is always listening, and it is always giving you exactly what you want. So every day, if you say, you know what, I can't do this, I can't figure it out, your brain records that and it reminds you that you can't do that. Same thing with being broke. I can't have, I don't know, this ain't for, it's recording all of that. So if you feel unorganized, right? Here's a quote from JoJo. If you give your mind unclear instructions, it will give you unclear results. If you give your mind unclear instructions, it will give you unclear results. That's why you can't, sometimes you're like, I don't know why in the world I did this thing. Organization, and order. And it has to start here. Y'all know I'm always going to bring it back to the mind. It has to start there. So what, and we turn that into a square up exercise. So grab the piece of paper. And I'm almost finished with the workbook. Square it up. Mental, emotional, physical, financial. Where do you feel unorganized at? Flip it over. Square it up again. What would your life look like if you were organized in those areas? Trust me. Listen, I do this all the time, every day. Your thought about yourself is how far you're getting ready to go. If you think this is as far as you can go in your business, in your mindset, with your career, with your money, that is as far as you will ever go, friend. So this morning, I want to encourage you. Good morning, Cousin Carl, is to look at organization, organize, and order for your mind. So that was Monday. Tuesday, the quote of the day. And one day she discovered that she was fierce and strong and full of fire, and not even she could hold herself back because her passion burned brighter than her fears. Men, please insert men in here or insert your name. One day JoJo discovered she was fierce and strong and full of fire, and that not even JoJo could hold herself back because her passion burned brighter than her fears. And the thought of the day for Tuesday is, I don't feel like it. What do we do when we don't feel like it? Like I ain't checking for this today. I don't feel like doing it. And that's going to be the thing, the very thing that's going to move you forward. That's what's going to move the needle. You got to line your actions up with your decisions. That's my quote. And here's another one by me. Y'all should go back and watch Tuesday's show. It was good. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm no better than you. I'm no better than anybody else. I understand my journey better than anybody else. So when I don't feel like it, I understand that my journey is mine and this is what I'm going to get from it, or this is what I'm going to do. So when you don't feel like it, ask yourself why. What does that look like? And what are you going to do about it? There's a difference between not feeling like it and you being tired and you needing to rest and regroup, and you not feeling like it and you using that as an excuse for why you can't move forward, for why you can't do the thing, for why you can't achieve that. There's a difference. Are you giving yourself excuses? Then, Margaret, you said it better than I could, honey. Said it well better than me. So think about that. When you don't feel like it, now what? Wednesday's thought of the day: respect yourself with yourself. And that's by my coach, my boxing coach. Respect yourself with yourself. Wednesday's show was also good. What does respect look like for yourself? You tell everybody how to respect you. You tell everybody your limitations, your what they have to honor, your boundaries. But what does respect look like for yourself? What does it look like inside of you? How do you respect yourself? When are you going to, and he put it this way, when are you going to put them moves that you learned in boxing to work? You know how to box, you know how to jab, you know how to roll, you know how to slip, you know how to come in and out, you know how to pivot, you know how to do all the things. And he said, when are you going to get off that line? And in boxing, that means when are you going to move your head off in front of your opponent so they don't punch you dead in the mouth? When are you going to put what you know to work? When are you going to put those moves to work and respect yourself like you're demanding other people to respect you? So what does respect look like for yourself? What does y'all, there's a squirrel outside of my window. That's why I give them water every day, and I'm late, and he is right here at the window looking like, excuse me, but ma'am, where is my fresh water? That's why I keep looking as a squirrel. And he is trying his best to, like, I'm ready to drink my water now. What is going on, ma'am? So that was Wednesday's thought. Yes. Teach you how to treat you. I can tell you all day how to treat somebody else. Come on, Cousin Carl, every day. And then, listen, there's nothing wrong with working. Work, honey, me work, I work. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also understand my journey and what I'm trying to do. So how are you respecting yourself? Period. Thursday show. Quote of the day. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. And that's by Oprah Winfrey. The thought of the day is, we talked about fear. I like Thursday show too. I think Thursday and I don't know, I liked all week. But Thursday and Friday, if I had to choose, were my best days, was my favorite days. You don't lose fear. You understand the consequences and the rewards. You understand that the deeper you go, you're okay with what is going to happen. Like being afraid of the water or be afraid of flying, right? I understand that that was once my fear. So I may have a fear of this thing, right? But as I grow more and more, I understand that I'm willing to deal with the consequences to receive the rewards of looking this fear, going past this fear. So if I have a fear of water, but I was out there in the middle of the ocean, I understood the consequences and the rewards. So the fear is here. I'm just choosing to look at the reward side of that fear and not look at the fear itself. And as you go deeper, as you begin to work deeper, you understand and you're okay with if I'm afraid of water, but I want the rewards, I understand the consequence is that I may drown. I accept that consequence because I want the reward, because the fear is not greater than the reward of the thing that I want to do. If that's freedom of mindset, if that's freedom of family, if that's freedom of religion, whatever that freedom looks like for you, I'm not afraid of the rewards and I can handle the consequences instead of looking at the fear. So, and then what happens is once you decide that this fear, yes, it's real, but I want the rewards and I don't mind the consequences. What happens is that you become more disciplined at looking at the reward. You become more disciplined at the outcome that you want and not the fear itself. So now you got to look at what you're disciplined at. So for me, when I understood I did not want to think like my ex-abuser, I didn't want to think like him. And I knew that if I continued to think like him, my fear was going to be of life, period, was going to be stronger. And as I moved closer to the reward side of it, I became more disciplined and I became obsessed with mindset. Now, I want you to stop and think. We already know whatever around you right now is what you value. So if you're in the bed and you're watching TV, look around your room. Those are the things that you value right now. If you're in your living room and you look around, those are the things that you value. Go to your refrigerator, look at that. That is the food that you value. Here it will be books, it will be fresh flowers, it will be M&Ms, it will be mangoes, it will be avocado, it will be cilantro, and it will be black beans. That is a staple in my house. Those are staples, right? So whatever you value, you have it around you. Whatever you are disciplined at, you also have around you. If you're disciplined at snacking on almonds, they're over here in the back thing. They are around you. If you're disciplined at reading, it is around you. Whatever you're disciplined at, it is also around you. So that when I understood that I didn't want to live in this fear anymore, and I wanted a different result, I became obsessed and disciplined with my mindset. You love your truck, Margaret. Margaret, you're living your honey. Margaret is living her dream. And she's changing the world one state at a time. I know every state she meets someone and she changes somebody's life because she is hashtag change the world. And she's doing it one state at a time. So what are you disciplined at? I'm obsessed with how my mind works, how it can work for me, and how it can work better for me. What I don't know about it and how I can figure it out about it. And then I'm so obsessed with it, I share it with y'all. What are you disciplined at? What are you obsessed with that can take you further away from your fear? The fear, you don't lose the fear. The fear doesn't, like my fear of flying and my fear of water don't go away. Like they're nowhere near what they were. But I ain't saying when I don't get in the plane, my stomach doesn't get the bubbles when we first take off. It's exciting, it's scary, it's overwhelming, but the result that I want, the outcome, the reward I want, far exceeds the fear of the thing. The fear don't go away. I just have a different understanding. I understand the consequences and the rewards for what I want. And if because my decree said, and I have a Waddell decree, I will travel the world. I will tell my story. I will do this. Well, how was I going to do that if I was afraid of flying and afraid of water? I then had to become disciplined in mind. Look at that fear and say, but do you want the, because one can't happen without the other. You got to go with me. So now when I look at fear, I'm like, oh, well, shit, you better pack your bags because what I understand is the consequences and the rewards far exceed what I'm afraid of. So I'm going to pack you up. You about to get on this plane. We about to get in this water because the reward I want far exceeds that. Good morning, TT. I'm going to show y'all. I wrote out a whole family decree. And my girls were so mad because I would make them recite that decree every morning. It hung in my room and in the bathroom. So you had to repeat it. And it was like 2 paragraphs. It don't have to be that long, but it can be as long as you want or as short as you want it. What are you decreeing? What are you declaring about your life? How did you give your words and your breath direction this morning? Are you giving your future direction? And we talked about that. What was that, Wednesday or Thursday when we talked about organization? That was Monday. And that organization, if you give your mind unclear instructions, it will give you unclear results. So what are you going to be? What are you going to declare that is so? Fear, I be damned. This is so. And the minute I got over my fear of flying, I had more speaking engagements. The minute I got over my fear of water, honey, I'm out in the middle in Puerto Rico where the Atlantic and the Caribbean Ocean meet. I'm out there in a damn banana boat, chilling, laying back in a bathing suit that's too little, eating Lay's. Eating Pringles and drinking water while my finger is dipping in the water and everybody else is playing on the remote island that we went out there to. Afraid, be damned, you going with me because I am disciplined. I became obsessed with with understanding the rewards and the consequences don't matter, because there's a different level there. The deeper you go, you're okay with what's going to happen. If I want to be an entrepreneur, I understand that for a minute there may not be a constant income. There may not be this, but I'm okay with that consequence because it's the reward that I'm after. Honey, put on your belly shirt today. Tell that fear to go sit down and go handle your business. So what are you disciplined at? So I became very disciplined with my mindset. I became obsessed with how my mind works. I became obsessed with words. I became obsessed with all the things, with understanding how that works. And then I share it here with you. Because it doesn't matter. My fear, I don't care, because this is what I asked for. This is the reality. Here lies my disbelief and my fear. Every day I chop it down. Doesn't mean that fear was never my foundation. It wasn't the basis of it. It simply means I shorten the space from what I asked for, what I was afraid. Do you have that bold courage to ask for that today? Which means that bold acceptance. Do you accept yourself how you are, to be bold enough that when the opportunity and the moment comes, you can take it? And if you say, I can't take the opportunity now, you got to look back and see, do you accept yourself enough to understand that that's your opportunity with your name on it and only you can receive it? If you turn it away, then the acceptance part is on you. So now we've got to learn to accept ourselves, that I'm great. I'm amazing. This is me. This is what I'm supposed to do. Can't nobody do it like me. Now let me have the bold courage to accept that opportunity. Learn to receive it well. Learn to receive it well. But you got to become disciplined at that thing. So you chop it down bit by bit. Good morning, honey. TT, my friend. Me and TT talk stocks and options. So on this great day, you don't lose the fear. You just understand the consequences and the rewards. You understand that the deeper you go, you're okay with what's going to happen. And the quote for Thursday is, you get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Okay. And that's by Oprah Winfrey. So yesterday, y'all, yesterday was a good show. So go back and watch that. The quote of the day yesterday is, sometimes you need to get off the grid and get your soul right. Insert Sister Rise Retreat coming October the 15th through the 18th. I will have the location soon. So if you want to know more about it, please make sure you go to livepastcrazy.com and go to the join tab and get on the newsletter so that I can send you information about when it's going to be. I mean, the date and the location and the payments. Sometimes you need to get off the grid and get your soul right. And for me, that looks like not doing things that I normally do. Listen, we're going to keep that McGuinn and Waddell name strong, Cousin Carl. Absolutely, Josh. You respect it from a different distance. Absolutely. Sometimes you just need to get off the grid and get your soul right. The thought of the day, yesterday, is take the risk of not believing. Take the risk of not believing all the negative things that you know. You know that it's hard sometimes. You know you don't have the money at this moment. There's some things that you may know, but I want you to take the risk and not believing in that. Go beyond believing your doubts and your fears. I want you not to believe those things today. Okay? And then as you take that risk of not believing, right? You then have to decide, because sometimes the things that we believe, we built on the assumptions and the ideas of someone else. They are predicated on, you told me this relationship was going to work, so I'm going to build this. It's based on what my mama told me, all these things, so I'm going to build this. You base it on all the things around you, and so that when it all falls down and you're standing there like, I don't know what happened, Now is the perfect opportunity to find out why you built your foundation, why you built your fear, why you built your constraints the way you built it, and understand that process. Because some of us have built things based on relationships, our behaviors, our families, our religion shifts, our career shifts, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when it all falls down, this is insert crazy. This is what crazy happens when things fall down. You get the divorce, you lose the job, it doesn't work, the friendship doesn't work, you change religions. You immediately go into panic mode and try to rebuild the same structure again because that is what's comfortable to you. That's what's normal to you. And so you try to build the same thing because you immediately want to be comfortable again. And so I use the example of smoking and overeating, right? What happens today if you don't smoke? If you don't overeat today? Let everything fall down today, right? Let yourself be uncomfortable for a minute. So if you let it fall down, you got to feel the discomfort of it not being normal because you're used to smoking. You're used to that feeling. You're used to reaching for the M&Ms, the potato chips. You're used to that thing. Feel the discomfort of that thing not being normal. And look, as you're feeling the discomfort, look at why you started this habit in the first place. Because you're already frustrated and angry because you don't have your comfort zone. So you might as well look at why you started that habit in the first place. So if it's smoking, was you influenced by your friends, your peers? Why did you start that in the first place? Now that you can do that, understand why you wanted to build that. Was it predicated on somebody else? And if it was, now, 3, you have the opportunity to build a new normal. But you've got to feel the discomfort of it not being normal first. When I first started working out, honey, what? My legs, thighs, my ankles, I believe my toenails hurt. But I felt the discomfort of it because it was not normal. And then I looked at why I started the habit. How did I get to 198 pounds, 197 pounds in the first place? Then I began to do a new normal. Then I began to build it. Some of us have no idea what 100% of us looks like. I don't know what 100% of JoJo looks like. I might be at 15 to 20% of JoJo. And this 20% is blowing my mind. Imagine if you looked at 100% of you, what would that look like? And you can't, and here's the thing, and I grew up with smokers. So that's why I use smokers and overeating because those are the easiest. A smoker will say, but JoJo is so hard. You've got to deal with this discomfort. If you're a woman, if you pushed out whole children, you know what it's like to be in discomfort for a couple of hours, 2 days, 3 days. You know what it's like to be discomfort, to push out something that's going to change your life. Same rules apply. When you're going to stop smoking, if you're going to stop overeating, if you're going to stop having anxiety, panic attacks, stress, and if you're going to stop that, you need to feel the discomfort of this not being normal. You need to push through it anyway. And in the pushing and the looking phase, you see what started this habit in the first place. Get to that part and then build you a new normal. Who said you can't? Tell me who told me you couldn't. Who said JoJo could? Tell me who told me that. And then tell me why you believe it. Now we can move forward. There's way more to you than you are ever expressing. I can see it. Others around you can see it. But you can't see it. And I can hold this space for you. But friend, until you do get discomfortable, be in discomfort to build you a new normal, I don't care who holds space for you. I don't care if you sit in your mama lap and she rock you. You will never get through that phase because you don't want to experience the discomfort of the thing. You want to be comfortable. You want to be complacent but it's always been this way and you've always got those results. Now, if that's how you want to live life, I'm not here to argue, friend. I'm happy for you. I accept you how you are, where you are, when you are, and how you tell it to me. I'm telling you that if there's one iota of you that thinks something different, then I'm going to hold that space for you so that you can just take a millisecond to look that perhaps you're not expressing all of you, and that you have no idea what 100% of you looks like because you ain't even looked at. And this is your opportunity to look at 0.000061% of you to say, you know, that JoJo crazy. I give her that. But let me see what this discomfort is all about. Why do I keep doing this thing? And if you look back, this whole week lines up. Organization, and order. If your thoughts are, honey, if you got an unclear and unorganized thought, that's what you're going to get. It's an unorganized result. This whole week has been about that. Some of us are in such a hurry to get back to normal that we never understand that we can build a new normal. Honey, 32 pounds gone. I'm not fixing to go find now one of them. But I had to deal with the discomfort of this being my new normal. And then I had to look at how I got to that habit in the first place. So if it's smoking, so if it's enabling, if it's stopping and starting yourself, some of us are really great. You're good at something. You're good at stopping and starting. So if you're really good at stopping and starting, you need to feel the discomfort of stopping now. Look at why you kept stopping and starting. Get to the basis of that. Who gave you that habit? And now build a new normal of I'm going to start and finish instead of stop and start. We're all really good at a lot of things. It's just what we choose. So think about, what have you built things on based on other people's behaviors? It was predicated on their decision and this relationship. And that's fine. All I'm saying is, when everything falls down, today I want you to allow things to fall down. Allow whatever you're holding up to fall down so that you can look to see why you started this thing. Why did you start this habit in the first place? And then build you a new normal. You are able, you are capable, you are strong, you are bright, you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are all the things. And what was that quote of the day? That I absolutely, when you discovered that you were fierce and strong and full of fire, not even you can hold yourself back because your passion burned brighter than your fears. Gentlemen, please insert your name. Ladies, please insert your name. And that should say "and" right there. So on this lovely day, this is the Saturday edition of the Fearless Morning Show. And I wasn't going to do a quote and thought of the day, but today, life has no limitations except the ones you make. And that's by Les Brown. And today, the Fearless thought of the day was bold acceptance. We have to begin to accept ourselves. If we don't accept ourselves where we are, it's unlikely we'll be able to accept anything that comes our way. But the beginning of that attitude is where the acceptance starts. It's the beginning of the attitude of acceptance that we have to follow so that we can then accept anything that comes our way. Eventually, friend, the time of action must come. When that happens, you have to decide who's going to be the winner. That you're not going to settle for mediocre, that you're not going to stay even. And we're mad and upset because we didn't get the result we want. But did you do your best? Did you give 100%? Or did you just half try so that you get mediocre results? And that's the question you got to ask yourself. And then as you go, what you will find is that the more you go and grow, there will be people who will choose the easy life. They will not challenge. They will not think. They will not move, and they will not grow. That's not your business. It's not your worry. It's not your concern. But know that they may ridicule you, talk about you because you chose to improve yourself. And it's at that moment, friend, you have to decide, are you going to be concerned with that? Or are you going to be concerned with where you're going? The key is to be your best at the moment when it is time for action. Your mind is supreme. Boldness can be the deciding factor in your action, whether you're going to get the results you want or you're not. When you understand that the mind is supreme And that the key is to be your best at that moment when an action is required, and that you've accepted yourself so that you can receive whatever comes your way. My friend, the journey can begin. As my shirt say, peace, honey. The journey can begin. And as you begin the journey, as you say peace to the past, to the things that no longer serve you. And honey, do it living your whole best life. Period. There are no limitations except the ones you make. You can argue for your limitations all day. You have to validate that with yourself. You don't have to validate your excuses with me. You don't have to. Good morning, Carrie. How you doing? Grand Rising. Period, to Shayna. And that's on what? Mary had a little lamb. I love it. So today, y'all, I want you to release some things today. Okay? I want you to release some things that you've been holding on to, that you assume that you built on a sturdy foundation, but you know you did not. I want you to know that your mind is supreme and boldness can be the deciding factor in your action. Take a minute and look back at all the times you've been bold in a thing and you took an action. And ladies, if you birth children, you can't tell me that you can't deal with this comfort of a moment to get to the result that you want. You pushed out a whole human being that walks this earth, who will probably procreate and create another human being. You are an ancestor already, living. You are a living generation. Don't tell me what's hard, friend. Fellas, honey, you raised whole children. And as Margaret said, if you're Black in America, honey, you can't tell me nothing is hard in this world. If you survive being Black in America, you've done an amazing feat in life. So everything else should be easy. So on this amazing day, as we close out the Fearless Morning Show Saturday edition, thank you, Instagram, for hanging out with us. Y'all, this is my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, make sure that I don't know who that is. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Come on over there. I share a little bit more about my life there sometimes than I do on Facebook. So join me over there. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. And Jasmine so nicely reminded me yesterday I needed to load shows because she wanted to share one with somebody, and it was not on the YouTube channel. So that will be happening today. So I will be doing that. So this lovely day, I want you to have bold acceptance today, okay? Bold acceptance. I want you to have an organized thought. I want you to understand that your mind is supreme, and that 0.00001% of you that you're acknowledging today, I want you to be great and amazing with that. And I want you to take the risk of not believing your doubts. I want you to take the risk and not believing your fears. I want you to take the risk and thinking it ain't gonna work. I want you to think just the opposite today. Okay? And know that you don't lose the fear, honey. You just understand the rewards and consequences, and you're willing to deal with that. And respect yourself. And what does that respect of self look like? And when you don't feel like it, honey, do it anyway. I'm no different than anybody else. I just understand my journey better than anybody else. And then organize your thoughts so that you can have some order. If you have unorganized thoughts, you have unorganized results. As my mama say, half-ass. You give half-ass results because you half-assed it. So on this lovely day, I hope this has helped somebody today, guys. Don't forget, I am working on the Fearless Morning Show notebook, and it will simply be a notebook for the Fearless Morning Show for you to take notes if you so choose. It will be a space for the quote of the day, the thought of the day, and then an opportunity to write what you learned. Listen, I'm JoJo from North Carolina. There is no difference between me and you ever. I understand my journey different. And the moment you begin to understand your journey different is the moment things will begin to change for you, friend. Okay? That's the moment things will begin to change. So if you're interested in the Fearless Morning Show notebook, please let me know. I am a fan of all things journal. I think everybody on the show today, with the exception of Cousin Carl, has received a journal from me. Either I gave it away free or you got a surprise thing in the mail. So I decided I'm not going to buy anymore. I'm going to create my own. So if you're interested in seeing what that journey looks like or going on with that journey with me, make sure you join me over on Instagram as I start to work on my journal. Jasmine has already gave me ideas that the quotes that I read, and I will do this for today, for Saturday. When I was telling you guys about the quotes that I read every day, and this went with, when was that, Thursday's quote of the day, where I talked about the discipline. That was the first, so that was Thursday, when I became disciplined about my mindset and the fear, and I became obsessed with quotes, and I read my list of quotes, so I will read them for you. So Jazz said I should absolutely include these in the book so that they will be here. And I'm going to read, these are things that I read every day when I'm not feeling it. I read them every day regardless. JoJo, why are you pretending not to know? This is easy. Let it flow. Somebody's waiting to hear my voice. They will not move until I move. This one's so old, honey. The piece has come off of it. Strengthen your voice by speaking your truth. I have no lack. I have only abundance. I receive all of my blessings, and my mindset is yes. I can. I have what it takes. I will do this. I must. Someone needs me. Here's a little bitty one. This one says, use your voice to say it loud. You are creative of all things you desire. You create time. Nothing stops you from being a creator. If you're ever going to lead people to better themselves, you got to let them be themselves. Here's the other one. If you really believe in your strength, if you really believe in a greater force, if you really believe in your growth, your experience, and your spirit, then you will move forward without fear, without doubt, without regret. Even if you cannot leave these things behind, you will move forward regardless with them until they should fall off on their own. You're powerful. You're capable. You're doing this for you, and there's nothing more important you will ever tackle than that. Let's get it. The second one, remember the promise you made to yourself at the turn of the year. The only thing keeping you from them is consistency, which is enshrined in focus and determination. Don't let it off the pedal. Don't let off the pedal. Take more risk. It's time. Move with your intuition, not your emotions. Everything you've envisioned for yourself is possible. How do we know? Because there are a ton of people out here doing it as well. You're no different. There's no qualifying the potential of who you can become, especially given who you already are. Remember, JoJo, you always love words. Use them. There's a whole wall of quotes over here. The guidance of truth, JoJo, is freedom, peace, direction, and directive. Listen, I read them every day. Please grab you some that will help you, that will motivate you. Here's the ones on my screen. I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. I'm the master of my faith. I am the captain of my soul. I am a CEO. I have a different mindset. I don't motivate people. I guide them to the source of their power. And y'all can't see the green door, but it's still up there. I inspire women to rise, mastering the source of their power as a mindset mediator. They are everywhere. Everywhere. Come on, Cousin Carl. Get that journal. So on this lovely day, find you some words that's going to inspire you regardless, that's going to help you regardless. That on those days when you don't understand on those days when you want to quit, on those days where it doesn't make sense. Okay. You can read them, and for 0.00001 second, you can believe like you never believed before. So I hope these have helped somebody. I read them daily, and they are a reminder to me. So on this lovely day, it is Saturday. The sun is shining, friend. Go outside, stand flat footed, let the sun shine on you. Take a deep breath, exhale everything that you're holding on to that no longer serves you, and make a bold, courageous decision today about how you're going to move forward. Know that your mind is supreme. You're far powerful than you ever thought or imagined. So I hope you're having the most amazing day. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel where they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. And if you share the show, please tag me so I can properly tell you thank you. Don't forget, we have all the books. We have the podcast, Everywhere Podcast. Let me give y'all the podcast right fast. Because I keep forgetting to give you the link to the podcast. We are on 14 different platforms. If you, and this one is for Apple, but if you Google the Live Past Crazy show, it will come up. I promise. And then you can, I didn't mean to click that screen. And then you can share it with people. Whether they have an Android, honey, whatever they have, you can grab it. So on this lovely day, I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. Will you tell everybody I said, hey, Cousin Carl? I thought about coming home, but I don't think I'm going to. I know I'm not going to make it. So tell everybody I said hello. I haven't not seen that side of the family in so long. Yeah, are you going to see Kimmy? Tell her I said hello. See, Cousin Carl, we have people, we have friends everywhere. So I hope you guys have a most amazing day. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that, okay? I hope you've enjoyed the Saturday edition of the Fearless Morning Show. We are exactly at 57 minutes. I didn't want to keep you longer than an hour. So I hope you have the most amazing day, okay? And tell somebody today that they can be amazing. Share it with somebody today. So I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you guys here bright and early on Monday morning. Come join me over on Instagram. I'm getting ready to go. Somebody asked me about the teas that I drink, and I'm getting ready to show you guys. Thank you, Cousin Carl. I'm about to show you guys the loose teas that I use because I'm working on something. If you don't know, I love. Well, I'll share that. I'll share that over on Instagram. Come on over there. And then it's Jan Waddell. Y'all can follow me over there. I'm about to show where. Okay, Jasmine, honey, call me. I don't have any. Listen, my next call is not till 12, so I'm good to go to them. But come on over to Instagram and show you some of the loose teas that I use and some of the things that I'm working on. All right, guys, have the most. I'm gone for real this time. Have a good day. I'll see you guys here bright and early on Monday morning. Have a good one.